What's up, Panthers Nation? We are back with the preview video for the Panthers versus Packers in Lambeau Field video. And I just learned about 15 to 30 minutes ago before this video was shot that James Bradbury is going to be out for this game, which means we're going to be relying on Ross Cockrell and the Nichols corner. So, that means Rodgers is probably going to target that area. He may try Dante on the other side. We'll see. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers decides to do. That may change up his game plan, but probably not. Uh, Everybody in the league usually probably knows that Shaq Thompson's coverage is weak over the middle. So we're going to be expecting a lot of passes over the middle and maybe some out routes as well. So I've also heard this week that Green Bay is weak to the run. Very, very weak to the run. Which means Christian McCaffrey is going to have a field day today. Expect some yards, about 150 probably. Receiving and rushing is my guess. Somewhere between 120 and 150. That's usually what we should be looking at against defenses with weak runs. Weak against the run versus McCaffrey. He could exceed that too. You never know. If you guys watched the video for my predictions for the rest of the season, you'll know that Green Bay is a very, very key game in our run to the playoffs of trying to reach 10 games. 10 wins. 11 is possible, but that magic number right now stands at 4, and that includes a win against Washington. That includes also a win against Atlanta. And 2 more wins against Green Bay, Indianapolis, or Seattle. So we need 2 out of 3 of those last groupings there, plus these next 2 games. Wait, 1 win against either Seattle or the Colts, and a win against Green Bay and Atlanta will guarantee 10. We already know we're going to beat Washington, so no surprise there. The Saints are going to probably run us over. So that's what I'm expecting is 10 wins at the moment. If we somehow miraculously pull off a win against the Saints, we get 11 with that ratio. Which I think the way we play and the way we're doing things, I think 10 wins is highly possible. You know, looking at the schedule right now, assuming we get this win today against Green Bay, we go into Charlotte at home against the Falcons. We get that win. We drop to the Saints. Recover with the Redskins. Go into the Dome in Atlanta. Lose that game. And then take one of the next 2, which is Seattle or the Colts in Indianapolis. And then finally drop our last game against the Saints. That's 10 or 11. Now, our best chance of getting 11 with that particular scenario is if we win at home against the Saints with their backups in. Considering the fact that they're already going to have a playoff spot, they're going to be playing backups, they're not even going to be worried about us. But they could be playing the potential spoiler role, so we need to be aware of that for that final home game of the season. It is possible, but I'm thinking that we're going to be looking at 10 wins. I'm looking at 10. So that magic number is 4. We need a win this week, and we need a win next week. And the way this team is playing right now, we got a strong chance of that happening. This particular game in Lambeau, we haven't had very good luck in Lambeau Field. And the fact that Green Bay's just had a better team with Rodgers starting quarterback. It's just uncanny how they keep reloading that team and keep coming at us all 4 quarters. It's unbelievable. Plus the fact that we've had injuries, we haven't had a full deck going into Green Bay since 2015. So I'm thinking that the chances right now are about 50-50 of coming out of there with a win or a loss. So it could go either way. It just depends on how the turnover battle rolls. It depends on how we play defense. You know, whether we take plays off, get lazy, or the flip side, we come out there like we have been the past few weeks and just come out and dominate. You know, it could go either way. Rodgers is known for throwing a couple of picks. So I'm thinking he's going to throw at least one against our defense. I don't know about 2. We'll have to force the second turnover. Some other way, I believe. But it is possible to get 2 turnovers against Green Bay. We're just going to have to focus up. Points are going to be at a premium. We got to get those points early and fast because Rodgers is more than capable of getting those points back in the fourth quarter. Down 14. So you have to stay on the gas and keep pounding that ball as much as possible. Whether we run Bonifon, whether we run McCaffrey, whether we use the fullback, Alex Arma, whatever we have to do. Run that ball. Let's get some yards. I want Curtis Samuel. I want DJ. Be on alert. These corners are very, very dangerous. And they are tricky to get around. So you have to play with some discipline. You have to be smart. And you have to find open routes. Open spots in the defense to get those passes thrown to you. And Kyle will get them to you. He will. You just have to be open and you have to not drop the ball. DJ, I'm talking to you. Don't drop the ball, dude. We got to have as less drops as possible. Our offense depends on moving the chains and keeping it going. If we can't put points on the board, we're already behind the 8 ball because Rodgers will not stop. He brings everything in the kitchen sink almost every game. And I say almost every game because he looked weak against the Chargers last week. He's not going to look weak this week. I promise you. He's going to come full force at this defense. So we have to be ready, we have to be disciplined, we have to be prepared to face anything that he throws at us. And that coach knows how to read our defense as well. That he's had a pretty good history of reading our defense in the past couple of years. And I think it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky to get this win in Green Bay, but it is possible. Chances are 50-50. Do not get lazy. Just because you get a big lead. If you get a big lead. Do not get lazy. I cannot stress that enough. Green Bay is one of those teams that can easily climb back out of that hole in the quickest way possible. We've seen it in 15. He almost came back and beat us in 15. It amazed me. I was in the stadium for that game. I was looking right at Rodgers when they were driving down the field. And he looked like he was just determined. He had a fire in his veins in that game. And we still won. Mainly because of Thomas Davis intercepting that last pass. But either way, You know, we know Rodgers is going to bring it. Do not get lackadaisical. Trey Boston, I'm talking to you. You've been the king of that lately. Focus up, dude. We need you. We need everybody to be playing their best game this week. You know, if we drop the Falcons game, no big deal. We can always go to the Dome and get it later. But we have to focus this week. Something just tells me we're going to drop that Colts game, and I don't want to admit it, but something just tells me it's going to happen. So this game needs to be a win. That means I need everybody focused this week. Everybody. Do what we've been doing. Get creative. Get smart. Their defense isn't that great. There's holes in it. You can find them. If you're focused and you read the playbook and you read the films, you can find them. And Luke is your general on the defense. He knows Roger better than anybody. He's been playing against him for years. So, trust him. Listen to him. He will guide you. I promise you. For all the young defenders on this team, listen to Luke. Let him call the plays as he sees fit. If you see something, point it out, and Luke will adjust. But as of right now, trust Luke. He knows what he's doing. He's in his right mind. He's going to get it done. Best linebacker in the league right now, in my opinion, and in all Panthers fans' opinions. I mean, come on. And most of the league as well. I mean, we're not just seeing through Panther-colored glasses here. Luke is the best linebacker in the league. It's put your faith in these players, guys. Put your faith in the captains. They will get it done. Listen to Greg Olsen. He knows this defense better than anybody else. He's played them so many times. As a Bear, as a Panther, he knows it. I mean, how much more film study do you need if you're Greg Olsen at this point? You've seen it 100 times. You know what to look for. Don't go by last week's game plan entirely. Last week, I believe, was a fluke. I believe that Green Bay came out flat, and the Chargers looked good. So I'm not buying into that. I'm not buying into that game at all. I know that both teams are better than that. And I know that Green Bay's defense is weaker than what they showed. I've seen a little bit of tape on them. On Sundays when we get through playing. I've seen a few plays. I know what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. I've seen some holes. So, I'm not going to say they're Swiss cheese. Get it? But I do believe that we can beat this team today. If we put our best full effort into this game, keep it rolling, folks. Keep it rolling. We'll get this W. I believe. If you believe that we're going to get this win, put in the comments, keep pounding in all caps. Because that's what this channel is. Keep pounding.